Hey, welcome everybody to Tales from the Flipside, episode number 78. My name is Paul. Uh, I think uh, I think the only other gentleman here might have to go answer his door.
No, we're good for now. We're good for now. It might come though. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was waiting for you to say, boys, introduce yourself, but we can't do that right now.
yeah, there are no boys here. We don't know what happened. I think the apocalypse is going on outside of our doors, and we just aren't sure. But comicbookinvest.com for all your comic book speculation needs, and yeah, go ahead, man. Introduce yourself. It's just us.
Yeah, I'm Brian out here in the desert, hating life, but yeah, looking forward to this show. Hopefully, it'll be a nice and quick one, but packed with all kinds of information.
We'll do what we can.
Yes.
So I just Brian, you don't have any pickups?
I don't. Well, I don't really have any new pickups, so I'm going to let you go ahead and start with that, and I'll talk about it later.
Yep, there we go. Sorry, the camera was stuck on you, Brian. My mistake. I'll watch the. There it goes. Let's switch on YouTube. So, anywho, I picked up, or I didn't really. It arrived in the mail. This is Sarah and the Royal Stars, the CBSI.
What number did you get?
I was going to share that. I got this time a little lower, 71.
So I didn't get one this time, but my buddy Chuck got one, and I'm gonna see if he I know he told me which number he got, and let me just say it because we're all talking about our numbers. But how many were those printed?
It says limited to 250. Whoa,
That's
focus
excellent.
is out.
So my buddy Chuck here, local in the Valley, got number 28.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I told him he needs to go on the Facebook page and post his, or the Instagram and post his number.
Yeah, that one's going in the PC box. I got a CBSI variant section.
I wish I would have picked up more of those back in the day. I was one of the guys that really didn't like the whole store exclusive thing, and chose that as my hill to die on, and lost out on a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could sell them now. Like, I don't have. If I had two, maybe I could let one go. But I think it's something cool to have long term. So they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some of those early Niobe stuff I wish I would have picked up. Oops, sorry about that. Some of those early Niobe stuff wish I would have picked up. So
yeah, I think I have the connecting set.
Yeah, man. You can only wait to see what those are going to go for.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to let's see if I can get this to switch. There we go. Cool. I wanted to give a follow-up to the new segment that I started, Follow the Flip, from last week. So I bought a bunch of stuff on Amazon Prime Day, and so I just wanted to give a small update. I did return something so far. It was the Echo second generation that was on sale for $35, and then was retailing for $70, and so I returned that because there was just no profit there. So Amazon was kind enough to let me ship that one back. But I did sell. Let me see my list here. So I sold in a bundle deal just because I was debating waiting till maybe Christmas time, but I think just for this experiment, I just wanted to kind of turn and burn. So I got I did 2 Amazon dots, 2 smart plugs, an Amazon show, and a smart bulb, and then an Echo input. And so let me see here. Where is it? So I paid for those. I did the tax too. I went back and I added the tax in. So I paid $211, and I sold it on Facebook. So no eBay fees, no shipping, for $300.
Nice.
So I made $800. Yeah, right. I made $88.81. So it's kind of, easy money.
Yeah.
Amazon ships it to you. 2 days. As part of the Amazon Prime Day. I'm a Prime member, so that was easy money. I took the risk and stocked up. And then what I still have is a Fire TV Recast, which is you can record live TV, but it's limited. Like you can record your TV antenna and stuff. So it's kind of limited. But so I got one of those for like $100 off. I still have that. I still have the 4K Fire Stick, which is I have on eBay with that TV Recast because they have to be used together. And so I got that for half off, $25 when I purchased that. And then and I'm surprised I still have this, but I have the Portal from Facebook device, which is kind of the same thing as the Echo Show. It's like a 10.1-inch screen that you can video chat with your loved ones on. And I'm pretty sure it has some of the other smart features. You can listen to Pandora and all that stuff on it. I'm surprised that hasn't sold yet. And then the other two, I'm not sure. So I might end up sending those back too. So we'll see. But so far, almost $89 of pretty much free money. I mean, I just drove down the street. I don't like to meet people at my house unless it's some.
I'm right there with you.
Thing. So I just drove to like a local coffee shop and flipped it. He gave me $100 bills too, so that was a lot easier than trying to count 20s and
Yeah.
Quick, I like to just keep those interactions as short as possible.
Yeah, and you don't even have to. Basically, you can just you're leaving them all in the boxes. You're not doing any shipping really. You're just kind of going up the street. I think that's a great idea, man. I'd be interested to know how many of our other people, listeners and viewers do stuff like that. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. For those of you guys just tuning in, we are obviously short man tonight, but we're going to get it done. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. Got Blue Green Artifacts. Dennis Hayes is here. Rag and Caleb. And
Comic Man Andy.
Comic Man Andy's here. DS Comics. So welcome, guys.
Yeah,
that's my little update. So yeah, I mean, I think I might start doing more of this. If I might not go. So my total investment, like initially out of the gate, was like $530 some, which I went a little crazy, but I figured why not? I'm not going to destroy it. I'm not going to open it. Some people might think that it's kind of crappy that I would just send it back to Amazon, but if I purchased it for the purpose of flipping it and to start this segment, so I did return the one thing, but so I think what I might do is maybe just limit what I purchase, and there's a couple websites that have deals and either new or gently used or something. So I might see what I can keep doing with the segment.
I love how our chat is already saying, asking about if we flip certain stuff. And we have a question from Blue Green asking if we flip Mondos. And a couple of guys on here have talked about flipping Mondos. We have talked about how profitable some of those things are. Especially some of those early prints are just unbelievably profitable. So yeah, I would be very interested to look into some of that stuff. And if any of you guys do flip out there, what you're flipping. Have you bought any Mondo prints for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff?
No, I didn't buy any of the Mondo ones. I did buy that Mondo turtle I showed a while ago. Yeah, that was a Mondo turtle. And we got a dog, everybody. But I don't know. Oh, they're probably we discovered recently he loves to chase flashlights and laser pointers.
Oh, like every other dog and cat.
Yeah, so I may have to mute myself and yell down there, but we'll see. But anyway, as far as Mondo goes, I've been buying their LPs just for myself, and then one Mondo LP that I got that is pretty collectible is the one from the movie The Fountain.
Okay.
And so I have one open, and then the rest are sealed. And gosh, how much are they going for on eBay right now? I feel like Mondo is hit and miss. The Jaws poster we talked about last week was thousands, or like, I don't know, was it 2,000 or something crazy?
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Dennis Hayes. Dennis, once you get more into the story, we will be talking about it. So keep it going.
Let's see here. Let me go. So there was signed and unsigned of that by Clint Mansell, who does a lot of movie scores. But I think the buy-in was $35. Here's an open one that sold for 80. This one's sealed. That went for best offer, but they wanted 172 for it. So I think there's money there. It just depends what you're flipping. I think the posters are cool. I bought a couple Jurassic Park posters from another website that weren't mono, but they were really limited. And those haven't sold yet, but I put those on eBay. I just figured I'd buy something, see what happens. But
so, it would be interesting with your follow the flip stuff, and we've talked about this before, but I know that you already kind of do this. It'd be cool for you to put up your running total and the stuff that you flipped for these people for our viewers to see. So, keep that in the back of your head and figure out a way to put it up on some type of post or something maybe for people to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to put together something in Google Drive or Docs or something that I could just take a picture of. But I could have probably made more money if I was patient and pieced those items out, the show and the dot and all that. But the guy came and was interested in a bundle, and so it's still profit. So I jumped on it.
Yeah. Dennis Hayes is telling a story in chat right now. He said that he had a crazy story for us. And basically what he says here, I'll read it out. He said he went to a con over the weekend and didn't get much, just a few books. But he has about a dozen buddies that he runs with in the comic world. One of them went to a storage bin sale, and everything in the storage bin was, $1 a piece. And he got a giant size X-Men #1 for $1.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. And here he says it's because that's my next question was what was the condition? He got it for $1. Who cares about the condition, right? But I want to know. And he says 1 spine tick. Wow, that is freaking unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's all of our wet dreams, right? In the comic world, where we're gonna walk into a storage, unit full of Silver Age and Bronze Age, Gold Age books for $1 a piece. Big shout out to, I'm going to mess up your name, so I'm just going to call you BW. So big shout out to BW, first time writing, long time listener. We appreciate it, brother. So yeah, man.
Let me see real quick. I've been kind of rocking our Flipside Instagram recently. And let's see, Discovery Bay Comics tagged us in a post, and I haven't had a chance yet. It sounds like he has a short, 10-minute podcast, or I'm sorry, YouTube show where he talks about a bunch of live comic book shows and podcasts. So I don't know.
Very cool.
But to take a look on there, Brian, to see if the Absolute Geek could
yeah. Well, perfect timing. Big shout out to Kyle. Kyle's in the chat. One of the things that we did see that in our little chat over the week that just blew me away, and I'm going to skip a topic here just because I want to get into it. We'll hit up the G.I. Joe stuff after this, but it was something that just absolutely blows me away every time I see some of these crazy figure prices. But Paul, did you were the one that put up the initial sale, or was that somebody else?
I wish it was my sale, but no.
No. I mean the link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone on Facebook just shared it.
And I think we've talked about the Ninja Turtle figure grails in the past and how some of them are crazy. And this, I don't know if this is the craziest one, but it's one of the craziest ones I've seen. And that's the Undercover Mikey. They have it listed as the Holy Grail, but it's the Undercover Michelangelo figure. And what did it end up going for, Paul?
$1,200 even, plus they $50 shipping.
Yeah, and that blows me away.
So I found that link on a Turtle Facebook page. Someone just shared it, and I asked why it was so rare and was going for so much, because I don't know too much about the toys, and it was just towards the end of the 90s, if I remember the comment right, that it was just low print, hard to find.
Yep. And a matter of fact, one of the things that's so crazy about this was this unpunched. I didn't check if it was unpunched.
No,
but,
that one's punched.
Okay, the condition doesn't look too bad, especially for that rare of a figure.
Yeah.
I think they say it was AFA 85. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I wish I had the link. I should have saved that.
Yeah, but it's just another perfect example of these, these prices on that some of these figures are realizing, and we all know that there's certain figures that have been crazy out of reach for a long time. Some of the Star Wars figures and stuff like that. Some of the Jawa figures we all know. I can't remember if it's the cloth cape or the vinyl cape Jawa that's worth so much. The rocket firing Boba Fett and the telescoping lightsaber figures. Those are just some of the few that are crazy. But it's even more crazy to see some of these later figures that were early 90s figures that are selling for so much.
Let me, I'll put the item number. I was trying to do a link and it wasn't letting me. So I put the item number in the YouTube chat. But it was listed as TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Undercover, Michelangelo, Mike, Holy Grail, Rare. And the other one that's going for crazy, this one's up right now for bid, is the Ninja Turtle Scratch action figure. And that's the cat that's in the prison striped jumpsuit.
Yep.
And there's one right now that is punched on eBay with bids, 37 bids, ends in almost 2 days, a little under 2 days right now, going for $1,225.
Jesus. Isn't there a clown figure also that's pretty rare in the turtle stuff? There's some clown figure, I think, too. He's some kind of clown.
I wish I knew. They did so many variations.
Yeah, but even if you guys find these figures in raw, loose form, we say raw, but loose figures, not in the mint on card, they're still worth money. So it's always nice to be kind of looking at that stuff when you're out at flea markets and Goodwills and stuff like that. You'll run into a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, the big bins that are under people's, their tables at cons and things. You never know. No,
you're right. Because some of those people just throw stuff in there that they pick up at garage sales or something. Think, I'll sell it there.
Yeah, like they might not know the worth, and they're just they're focused on their comics. But then under the table, they have this bin full of toys. It's just like, kids will come and look at that. So
yeah,
done. I think we talked wrestling figures a while ago.
Yeah. Well, just to segue off of the action figure thing. We got some more turtle stuff coming up, but I wanted to use this to kind of segue into the action figure, segue into the action figure stuff. I've talked about how my mom in the past has surprised me with stuff she's forgotten to give me when I was a kid. And what she'll usually do is she'll send a bin of stuff for me and say, oh, there's a bunch of stuff in there, go through it. And I was, I was going through some stuff to put on eBay, and I found one of those bins, and like, I don't remember seeing that in there. And I'll just kind of show you guys what it was. And it was just a box, just like this. Unopened. It was never opened. Why not? That's kind of interesting. So I opened it. This is a shout out. This is a shout out for all the G.I. Joe fans out there. And if you guys are G.I. Joe fans, you know what that box is. And back a long time ago, they offered a special figure. And basically, it was a figure that you could name yourself and make your own statistics, right? This was like 86 or 87, I imagine. And it was the G.I. Joe Steel Brigade figure. And there's multiple versions of it. And as you can see, this figure is still in the, it's unopened, but because it's so old, the O-ring has broken off, but it's never been opened. It's got the patch and the gun in there and everything. And here's the Steel Brigade figure, so you guys can see it. And I just think this is so funny because here's my 6-year-old, 7-year-old self, and I just think it's so cool, like the old school printing paper, right?
Yeah, that's perforated edges.
So yeah, so you get to code name, call your GI Joes all had the code name and stuff, and what they were in, and God, this is so silly. This is embarrassing as hell, but I'm going to read it. So I called my code name the Rapper, Rapper. It must have been in rap music, pretty heavy back then. And he was in the Air Force. His primary military specialty was martial arts. His second military specialty was laser weapons. And again, this is all stuff that the person could pick, right? His weapon specialty, a grenade launcher and a laser. His martial arts expert, kung fu, karate, and throwing stars.
Awesome.
Got to have the throwing stars in there, man.
Heck yeah.
Special training, military intelligence, airborne training, and special forces. Here we go. Traits. Extremely self-reliant, the Rapper spends a lot of his time alone. His mind is always at work, though, and he contemplates his next strategic move. He has high expectations, aims to fulfill them. His abilities. The Rapper's spirit and intense energy level motivate the rest of the team. When battle erupts, the Rapper is always at the front of the line, ready for whatever is necessary to defend and protect his country. Personality. The Rapper's honesty and loyalty are just two of his qualities that make him an MVP in any platoon. He is not only there to share this in triumphs, but to help his fellow comrades through intense combat situations. That's just crazy to find something like that in an old school collection, and take me back to my young self.
Open it. How was it never opened?
She forgot to give it to me. And thank God she did. I mean, you can't get much better than that. So
yeah, I on eBay, and they're pricey. I would never sell it.
I don't think I'm going to sell it.
Heck no. That's pretty sweet, though.
Yeah, I think I'm going to find a cool way to display it. So if any of you guys out there know of any cool ways to display stuff like that other than, AFA figures, I definitely want to, display the printout that it came with, and even the box. Maybe I got to figure out something cool to do with it, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
I wonder if you could do a shadow box like your other stuff.
That's a great idea.
I wouldn't want them gluing it down or anything, but I don't know if they could maybe put it in some hard foam, or I don't know how they would do the feet so he's standing there and do the the paper and behind him.
Cool. Yeah. Oh my God, man. So I thought you guys would enjoy that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. So did you type all of that out, like his traits? And
I don't think so. I can't. You know what? Here's the sad part. I can't remember, which makes that even better, that I couldn't remember all that. They must have had something where you could pick, certain things, and then you had to write, other things you had to write out. So,
yeah, I don't know. So that's awesome, man. I was looking at I was looking up the wrong figure. I thought it was the scratch figure, but it's not. But another one that goes for good money is the Hotspot, which is the Dalmatian toy from Turtles. And that one, I mean, there's a graded one who was at AFA 85 plus, asking price of $2,000.
Wow.
On card, let's see, is it punched? It's punched. But yeah.
So I think an AFA 85 is like the lower eights. I pulled up the grading scale for AFA, and an AFA 85 plus is near mint plus. So excuse me, the AFA 85 is like the nines, and 85 plus is the last part where they change their labels. They have color coded depending on if they're 85 or above, and then 75 to 85 is another color coding, and then 10 to 70 is another color coding. So it's right in that near mint range without being gem mint or mint. So for any of you guys out there that are wondering about that AFA grading scale,
I was going to talk about where is it here? So I didn't get to this last week, but sticking with Turtles, so Jenica is the new female turtle that people are all over about. But I don't. So I was kind of worried about it because I don't know what they're going to do. And what I mean by that is, um, so last week I didn't find out till this week about the second part, but the first part. So Kevin Eastman was the artist, and for the cover or a cover, and he sold his original artwork for number 95 already, which I just thought was odd. If he's doing really well, he's marketing, he has his own website and all that stuff, so he's making his money. But I just thought it was odd that he would sell the original art so quickly, kind of like
A lot of guys do that.
right
a
on
lot of guys.
like right on the cusp of, I don't know. So I was kind of caught my eye. Then he sold the original art to another cover, maybe 96, I think. So I don't know if he's just gonna keep putting up his OA, but so that kind of caught my eye.
Did you see how much they went for by any chance?
No, I'd have to do some digging. If we had some more guys on, I could
Yeah.
decide, but I'm sure not cheap. I wonder if it's on his website still, but the other part is, so currently they're in the city at war is the storyline, and number 93 is part 1, and the original series ended with part 13 of City at War, the Mirage series, volume 1. And so if they do that, that would bring it up to the IDW run to 106. So I don't know if they're gonna hype up this character and then just stop the run or stop the volume,
That would be weird.
which I don't think they're gonna do. I hope not, because the artist was saying that she had this concept art way back when, and so the character's been in the works for a while. And
I hate to say it though, because we know in the past with a lot of these spec-worthy moments for Turtles that it always turns to crap. I mean, the Donatello thing, the Splinter death,
yeah,
there's just been a lot of stuff that it's just been.
I wonder, it could have been. I mean, they could do whatever they want for these volumes. I know that some of the ones in the past are crazy, where I can't remember the details, but like one of the turtles is like gets his limb chopped off or loses an eye, or I think Raph is Shredder or something crazy. I'd have to look it up, showing how much I forgot about my turtle knowledge. But Splinter, they just saw in the chat, they killed Splinter in the current series and brought him back. And they killed Donnie and brought him back. So I was going to say, it would have been interesting if they left, say, Donnie, for instance, dead, and they were running on 3 turtles for all this time. And then Jenica, they brought in as the 4th.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just hope they don't, get all this hype up. I mean, national news for Turtles, and then they turn her back into a human, or they just kill the volume, or they end the volume. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm excited. It's cool, but I'm also like, what's going on? Because selling the OA and then City at War would bring it up to issue 106. So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I know that they've been really making some moves that have sold some issues, and maybe they're looking at it like, hey, we've sold a lot of issues, on these spec related stuff. Let's try and ride that wave. I know a lot of companies are doing that, but if it gets to that point, what a nightmare.
They're asking in the chat what issue Splinter dies in the IDW run. Let's see here. Maybe it was maybe they felt. I have not gotten this far in the IDW series yet.
Yeah.
Number 59 is on eBay as Death of Splinter ? So I'm not sure if he was just badly injured and they hinted maybe he was going to die. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I thought I remembered that Splinter died or something happened where he
did die in volume 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't really gain too much heat, and they didn't bring him back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Looking at some stuff on online. Number 89 looks like I don't know.
I just think it's interesting that a lot of these companies are starting to look at the spec game and starting to. I know Donnie Cates have been really good about that, about creating buzz around spec and dropping little hints there, and it'll sell some crazy issue. And I just get worried at if that's what more of these creators and these publishers are going to start banking on, that it can really destroy this spec industry, as I call it.
Yeah.
I really hope that doesn't happen, that they don't start going that route.
Eastman's art's been growing on me. He has his House of X #1 Wolverine variant, which is pretty good. His art just never really caught me in the past, so I think it's growing on me.
I liked it back in the day because it felt really like organic, and with the turtles being really independent and kind of being that first one of that first books to jump the independent scene. And it felt like really independent flair, from the ground up. It was black and white. The art was kind of that Frank Miller-esque art. So I liked it back in the day. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I don't know. I just think it's a little too chunky for me, I guess I would say.
Yeah, no, I see what definitely see where you're coming from. I'm looking up real quick. So TMNT number 95 second print original art sold out, went for $1,600
Wow, that's not bad.
off his website. So I don't think he paid fees or anything.
That is not bad.
I can't find the other OA that he did, or that he sold rather. But
that is actually really good, considering I paid $2,000 for the original art for that Original Sin #0, and that was, Jim Chung is a great artist, but he's not the name that Kevin Eastman is. So
right,
to get something for under $2,000 is pretty good.
I should have. I left the tab. Let's see if I can get the tab back over. I don't know what size it was, but 8.5 by 11. So it wasn't the big 17 by 11 that you have.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Oh, I guess Peter Laird has teased that he might be doing a live action Turtles. So that was kind of cool.
How does that work? I've always wondered what the deal is with Laird and Eastman and their rights on the Turtles. Do they even talk anymore? What's going on?
I don't know what kind of relationship they have together, but so Laird is out, and he has the rights to produce like one issue a year, I think, on his Mirage Volume 4 run, but he hasn't done one in a long time. And then
that's so weird. That's so cheesy to me.
Yeah.
So you only let the guy do one issue a year?
He sold the rights. So Nickelodeon owns it, and then Eastman is heavily involved too with IDW. So it's pretty much IDW and Nickelodeon and Viacom or whatever. So
some of those Mirage books that he only put out through his website or through his stuff, man, they're ridiculously expensive. They're and very hard to find.
Yeah, definitely, because they were limited to 1,000. They were mail order only, and even some of the ones that weren't limited like volume 4, 25 and 26 are heavy hitters, 28, but the big ones are 29 and 28, 29, 30, and 30 I think is 29. I don't know, 29, 30 were limited to 1,000. They were the big ones, and then he came out with 31, which was kind of medium flop, and then 32 as well. Just don't go as high as those other ones. So, they're cool covers. John Z chiming in the chat from the beach. But number 30 is a shark cover for John Z, and then 29 is Casey Jones at a bar drinking some beers with aliens. So
I got to get me that one.
Yeah. So
Philip Chung has he's posted a current bid is $34K with 2 days left. Now, what is $34K with 2 days left? He said it wouldn't let him post the link.
I told him to post the item number, so maybe he's talking about the original art for Jenica.
That would be crazy. And it'd be crazy if somebody bought that from Eastman and then put it right back up.
Yeah. Let me see if I can type in Kevin Eastman original art. Highest bid. No, I don't see it. Philip, if you can send the item number, I'll look it up and share my screen. See, when it's just the two of us, we can talk all we want about G.I. Joe and Turtles. But what was up with the next topic, the wax?
So, we've been talking on the show for a while, and a lot of the guys aren't here to discuss. But what I wanted to open up to the viewers and the listeners out there is, I had a couple ideas. We had been talking about doing a box break, between the guys on the show and buying some type of wax box and opening it up. I want to put it out there to the viewers. I have an idea, and I was contemplating doing some type of group break where we buy some type of old school box to open of cards, whether it be sports cards or Garbage Pail Kids or something, something old, something that has some value that you might pull something exciting out of, and something that is somewhat expensive. I mean, not super expensive, but somewhat expensive, like $50 a pack or $30 a pack type thing. And we open it up to the viewers and we say, okay, we're going to do a group break. We have three boxes that we're thinking about. Let's, vote on which one the guys want to do the most or the viewers want to do the most. And then we'll open it up to the viewers and we'll put out packs. And then while we're opening them, whatever the viewers choose on the list, or their number on the list, that will be the pack numbers in the box. And then we can either send them out to them or we can open them live on the show and then send them out to them. That's kind of the way the group break is working on some of these group breaks on eBay and YouTube that these guys are doing. They're actually just saying, okay, this guy's got this pack number and this on from the left side down. And they open the pack live on YouTube and they send the stuff out to them. And then if they pull a good card, they'll put it in a nice holder and stuff. Or we can decide, hey, we can send it out straight out to you guys and you guys can post what you get or something like that. I just thought it would be fun to do something like that. So it's just kind of an idea. And because we're short man tonight, and to go along with that idea, I do have a grail. This is a grail of the unopened football. This is a 1981 Topps football pack. This is, of course, the Joe Montana rookie year. And I'm going to open this right now. So this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. There are 1981 Topps football cello boxes that are available, unopened, certified from Baseball Card Exchange, that they have been from a sealed case, or that everything is legit and they're not searched. And you can get cello boxes where you have 24 cellos in a pack, and each cello is like 3 packs worth of cards. Or we can do the wax packs, and that's what these are. There's probably let's see here, 15 cards in a pack. We could buy a wax box. I like the cellos. Cellos are always more fun because if you see the top or bottom card and it's a star card, then you don't want to open that, and that just makes it even more fun. That you might have a chance at a Joe Montana rookie or a special card on top or bottom, and then you don't even have to open it. You can't really do that with the wax packs that you can see. I mean, some of them you can see the back card, but it's really hard to kind of look. So,
where'd you get this?
This one is an old. I joined in on back in the day on the PSA group forums. They used to buy. This is 10 years ago. We used to, anytime Baseball Card Exchange would get new old product in, they would let the forums know first, and they'd say, hey, we got so many boxes of this, so many boxes of this. Do you guys want any? And they would cut us a deal, and we would all do what I'm talking about. We would pay, I think I paid like $14 a pack for this back in the day. And that's how I got most of my stuff that I have unopened right now. So anyways, here we go. So this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. For example, if we did a group break, this would be like the 3rd pack down on the upper left side. And this would be, depending how we numbered it, for example, this might be Philip Chung's pack. And we could say, okay, this is your pack, Philip. we're going to open it, and we can have a special camera set up, that kind of looks straight down at the pack and try to be really careful with it. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, even though we don't have a camera. I'm unfortunately going to have to tear this, but here we go. And again, this is 1981 Topps football. This is the Joe Montana rookie year. It's also the Art Monk rookie year, the Dwight Clark rookie year. Very, very special year. There is the gum, and as you can see, it's got a Bob Greasy, who's a Hall of Famer on the back. Took the Dolphins, the only undefeated Super Bowl winning team, 1972 Dolphins. So that's actually kind of a bummer. So a Hall of Famer on the back, and it's already damaged by the gum.
So you can't take a hair dryer and just lightly a little bit to get the gum off, or
I don't think so. Not with these guys, but we can see here. Let's see here how. Oh, might come off nice and easy. There we go. Nice and easy. It's got a little bit of dust on there, gum dust, but that's not too bad. All right, so here we go. First card on the top is.
I'm kind of gonna have any reactions because I know nothing. So.
No. I'll let you know if there's something crazy. This is Mark Denard, and that's the top card. Here we go. We've got a punter, Luke Prestige, and again, you pull a PSA 10 common even out of these cards, and they're going to sell for a couple $100, most likely 100, 150, even at the low end. Here's the old school Cardinal safety, Ken Stone. And in 1981 Topps, you'll notice here we go. Here's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Dan Fouts. But in 1981 Topps, they didn't own the NFL licenses, so they actually took off all the logos on all the players. So that's why you don't see any logos, and they like to do a lot of them without wearing their helmets and whatnot. So there's a Hall of Fame quarterback, Dan Fouts.
Helmets and stuff with Photoshop, or
yeah, exactly. Back in the day, somehow.
Huh.
Yeah. This it's a little off-centered from left to right and top to bottom. So, but it is a Hall of Famer. Here we go. Tim Fox, a safety for the Patriots. There you go. Perfect example with the helmet off. Greg Hawthorne, running back for the Steelers. This actually hasn't been a bad pack. We've gotten a Dan Fouts already, the Bob Greasy, 2 Hall of Famers, and here's another one in Tony Dorsett. Hall of Fame running back from the Cowboys. Everybody loves old school Tony Dorsett. It is a little bit off-centered, and you can see there's a little bit of a printing error on the side there where the paint is a little off, or the print is the ink is a little off. A 49er, but it's not the 49er we're looking for. The punter, Jim Miller. Yeah, that too. Here's oh man, we got the 81 checklist. Why are we always getting stuck with these checklists? I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if they were older, but. And then here's an Archie Manning. Record breaker, super action. And here's a team card, Vikings team card. I think this has got Eddie Payton's brother on it. Walter Payton's brother on it. No, it's got Ahmad Rashad on it, back when Ahmad Rashad was playing for him. And here is Nat Moore, a wide receiver. And it doesn't look like we're going to get any super rookies in here. But we did get a couple of Hall of Famers, and here's a John Jefferson, Hall of Famer record breaker. And then the last card that we don't know about is Horace Ivory, old school running back for the Patriots. I want to show this Bob Greasy card because growing up, I remember seeing these old Bob Greasy cards and seeing how he used to play with these old school Coke bottle lens glasses. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in history because he took a team to undefeated, win Super Bowl 1972. Only team to ever do so. Thanks to my New York Football Giants, who are Tom Brady kryptonite. and beat the New England Patriots to make it so the Dolphins are the only team to go undefeated. So unfortunately, no Joe Montana there, but that's a perfect example of the type of thing I'm talking about. You know, we'll start talking about it, and maybe if you guys that are listening or viewers, you know, shoot us a message, or maybe we'll make a post on the Facebook page on Comic Book Invest, and make a post and say if anybody's interested, please, you know, post, let us know, comment on this post, and we'll see if maybe we can do some type of group break with the listeners out there. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's always exciting.
I was going to ask how you track that. You know, if you're going to involve the audience.
Yeah.
So we know you don't leave anybody out.
It's almost like doing a Razz. I mean, you'll have a group of people that say, okay, we've got 24 packs available. Each pack is $50 a pack. How many packs do you want? And we'll say, okay, you can only get 2 packs to start off with, and if after so many days you can add one more if it's not filled. And then we can randomize, you know, those names and then put numbers to the layers of packs in the box. And then we'll just put Post-it notes on, okay, this is Philip Chung pack number 1. This is Dennis Hayes pack number 1, you know, little Post-it notes. And we can decide if we want to open them live for them on YouTube, or if we want to send them out. I think it would be more fun opening and live on YouTube for the content. Of course, you know, we want the content, but it's always about the collector. So we'll figure out a way to do that. But I think it'll be fun to finally pull the trigger on some type of group break. So, and along with the cards real quick, I have one quick card topic that I want to talk about. And we have been kind of talking about, let's see here. I'll go ahead and make this. We have been talking about of course, the Vladdy Jr. And I'm going to go ahead and present myself. So if you can, or screen share, if you can go ahead and put me on presenting. So if you guys can see here, this, oh, there we go. This was pulled recently. This is the 2019 Bowman Chrome Vladimir Guerrero Jr. rookie card Superfractor, 1 of 1. Everybody wants to pull a 1 of 1. The Superfractor in Bowman Chrome is the card that we all want. And here's the card of the set, other than Wander, the Franco card. Here's a Vladdy Jr. Superfractor 1 of 1.
So 1 of 1 in what way?
Yeah. So
no. 1 of 1. What is it? Well, in what aspect? 1 of 1, like that.
There's only one of these cards. They call it a Superfractor. It's got a special sheen to the refractor. Whenever you get a refractor in the tops and Bowman cards, and basically any card now, it's got a type of sheen, I call it. So it either have like a gold sheen or a fractal pattern on there, and you can see the Superfractor has these circular patterns with like a gold sheen to it. And it's also autographed. And there's only one of these cards. It's a 1 of 1. You can see right there, 1 of 1, which makes it super rare. The Vladimir Guerrero rookie I pulled out of the same set is this exact same card with a different sheen. It's got the green emerald sheen on it.
So this is what you're talking about, where you pull the card, but the card is like the redemption, and then you send it in, and they send you this graded card.
So yeah, this is the card I would be getting back when I send in my redemption, except it won't be gold like this. It'll look like, I'll show you guys here.
You ever figure out what you're going to do with that?
I think I'm gonna keep it because the guy's on a tear right now, and I'm definitely gonna send it in and either get the card back and put the card back up, or I'm gonna keep it because you never know. This kid could turn out something special. And yeah, it isn't his real rookie, but it is his rookie year card, and a lot of guys like that type of stuff. But here's the let's see here. Let's do this. Vlad.
Do they time it though? Like, is there, you have to redeem it within 2 years? Or
yeah. There is a time limit on there, which can be a pain in the ass because some guys open old boxes and they get these redemption cards. I talked about the Chad Pennington redemption card that I got, years later, and I was SOL because it had already been over. But so this is the color of mine that's going to come in the mail. But this one, as you can see, isn't autographed. Mine will be autographed, but it's going to have the green look instead of the gold superfractor look. So you can see that's gold, and it's got the circular fractal patterns in it.
For those cards, do they have color labels like signature verification series like CGC?
They did, and they just changed it. PSA made a change. As you guys can see, this is PSA's label. In the past, they had, if you sent them a card that was autographed and didn't want the card graded itself, just wanted the autograph verified, validated. If you just wanted the autograph verified, they would send it back to you with a grade on the autograph, but a blue label. And they just changed that. They decided we're going to go all red labels, which I don't like, because now you just have to be really careful and double check your labels, because it'll either say, mint 9 on the card or mint 9 on the autograph. So again, all their labels are now red. But the label will say what you're getting, if it's a graded card and auto, or just the auto. So, but yeah, so there's the superfractor was pulled. The guys got it up there for $50K. Who knows what it'll go for? But it has been pulled. That was a pretty big deal in the Bowman Chrome world. So yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. superfractor.
Might got a few people in the chat. I might also let me take out presenting. I might also, as far as follow the flip, you were talking about involving the audience and stuff. I talked about it last week a little bit in the chat. I think it was a dark crystal or something book that maybe blue green. Somebody was talking about. Anyway, what I was getting at is I have one of my going away gifts from my job was a $100 Visa card. So basically $100. I could do whatever.
Yeah.
Buy something and just kind of hold it, or kind of like follow the flip. So buy something for $100. Maybe it's spec, and then flip that and keep going.
Where do you have to buy it? Where do you have to buy?
I don't know. It's just a Visa gift card, so I can use it.
Yeah.
But if hey, here's an eBay book, and if it's
that's a great idea. We definitely need to talk about that, because we did talk about that last time.
Yeah, see what the chat can come up with, and go that route.
If you guys have any ideas on stuff, that would be a good idea to follow the flip. I mean, I would say turtles, but I'm a little worried about where that's going to end up going.
Z said he still wants to do the Flipside flip challenge, which would be us. Everybody has $100 or whatever it is, and then we're all in competition with each other. So you have $100 to spend however you want, and then I don't know what the time limit would be, but see who can make the most money. Pretty much, I think was part of it. I don't know if Z was talking about more details. When he's on next time, we'll get into that. So this is some fun stuff. We can spice up the show and see what we can get going for everybody. I had some auctions end last night that I got murdered on. Totally murdered on some of them.
I'm so worried about doing auctions because of that, man.
I know. It's just nothing was really selling. I wasn't getting any offers. So I had two options, and of course I pulled it up. So option one was to just end a bunch of my listings, and then just put up fresh inventory, and then see what happens, and then I could mix and match and do whatever I want to. Just click on eBay relist. But I'm like, why not? I'll just take the risk. So I did a bunch of 99-cent auctions, and just kind of got murdered on a few. But the silver lining is I moved inventory. I still got some pennies, and then now it forces me to put up new stuff to keep keep things on eBay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is, but whatever.
Well, I've been kind of mulling over some different ways of doing stuff on eBay, and one of the things I've been looking at lately is there's these companies where you send them your items, and because they have more views on their store on eBay, they sell faster and for more. And one person in the card world that does that, there's two guys I know of in the card world that just if you put up the same thing that they put up, they would get 3 times as much for usually, just because everybody's watching them. And that's Probstein Auctions and PCH Cards, I think, pre-war cards, one of the two. Probstein is the guy to go to if you got an old school collection or high-end stuff that you want to sell. And with Derek Jeter getting ready to go into the Hall of Fame shortly this next year, I have some. I've talked about him on the show before. I have some Derek Jeter cards that I had autographed back when before he broke into the big leagues. He was here at the Arizona Fall Leagues, and I had him sign a bunch of cards back then. And I kept 4 of them or 5 of them, I think, and I had them sent out to PSA. I had them graded. They were authenticated in the autograph, and the card was graded itself. And he's just got such a beautiful signature. He's probably got the most beautiful signature, in my opinion, any sports player. That his any card that he autographs looks gorgeous. But there's certain cards that just look so much better than the others. I'll probably keep the one that I like the most and try and sell the others. But I'm contemplating sending them out to Probstein to have him sell for me. So I'd be interested to see if anybody else has done that with anybody, where I forget what they call that. There's a saying for that when you send it to another company to sell, and they take a cut.
Yeah.
I'm just spacing, but that's kind of one of the things I'm thinking of. Instead of going that auction route, he goes the auction route, but he's going to get so many more views than I'm going to get.
Right.
Yeah, consignment. Thank you, John Z. You see, you're on the show and you don't even know it. Well, you know it, but you're watching.
Man, now I'm spacing out. Shoot, I don't know. I have no idea what I was just going to say.
So, it's a perfect example of how many viewers are watching your store and stuff like that, and deciding, are you going to make? Is it worth it for you to put it up for auction, or is it worth it to you to send to another guy to put it up for auction and still get a 10% cut? He's probably going to sell it for way more than I would ever sell, and that 10% cut's going to be no big deal, or whatever his cut is. To be honest, I haven't looked at his cut yet.
That's what it was. The eBay boosting thing at the bottom, that percentage. That's what I use every now and then.
Yes. I just started looking at that.
Yeah, I just do it for like $1. I figure, why not? You can go less, but I just try and get as close to $1 as I can, and figure, why not? And then another thing I like to do is I've only seen this on my phone. But if you go to the eBay app and you go to selling, you can. It says send offers to buyers.
Oh yeah.
And so, I guess it's people who are watching the item, or people who maybe it's in their cart and they just haven't bought it yet, or whatever. You can send offers, and they'll send it to. So like the one I just looked at has 3 people interested. So if I say it's a $40 item, I'll sell it for $34. I'll just send that offer right to the buyer.
Yeah.
And it's worked a couple times, so it's another little trick.
Well, that's great for let people know, because that's new. They just started doing that. I just started noticing it recently.
Yeah. But so good stuff. Good stuff.
But let's see here. Do we got anything else on the topic outline for tonight?
No, I hope no one relies on us for their long commute to work. Might just
I know that
hour tonight.
This is going to be a short show tonight, guys, but you're at least getting some content. We definitely want to know, what you guys think about some of those ideas, the follow the flip, the group breaks, all that stuff. Make sure you go on to the comic book or the CBSI Facebook page, and let us know what you think. Throw up a post.
Flipside challenge too.
Yep.
Z said 90 days. So we have 90 days to flip as much as we can, as much as we want, with X amount of dollars. And
yeah,
I think it sounds fun.
Yeah, we definitely have to figure out. It would have to be on the honor code, because I know there's a lot of people in here that are part of this podcast that have some pretty killer stuff that's sitting in long boxes that they could say that they got.
Right. because I wanted to do something similar, cheat like that, but I wanted to do it at a company salsa party, like a salsa judging thing. Just like I don't know, my company had like 20 people in it, or my office rather. So there was really good salsa I wanted to go buy, and then like to put it in a Tupperware and just like say that I made this. It was like Newman's own pineapple or mango or something. Like maybe add some more pineapple and just see if I won, and then be like, I'm just kidding. Give it to
I'm glad that you said it was the like salsa dip, because here I am thinking that you're like gonna go learn how to salsa dance really well and be a ringer or something,
salsa dance off.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But yeah, we got to talk about your fun. You were teasing us with maybe a new Paul's problem in the making.
I hope it's not, because it's some serious business. So part of my new job, one of the things I get to do is travel in either a helicopter or a fixed wing small private jet. And so today I had some survival flight training, and so I just sent some pictures to the guys of me with the helicopter helmet and stuff on. So we'll I'll keep you posted if I bump the ejection button or anything, but it should be all right. So
yeah, right as the Top Gun 2 trailer hits.
right. But I think they said the helicopter was, I don't even know how many, 20 million or something crazy, or they got it for a couple million off or some silly stuff. I don't know.
Jesus. Who do they have flying it? Like, do they have to get a pilot or do they have somebody on site that they pay? Or
yeah, I talked to the pilot, and so he flew helicopters in the Army, and then did some other stuff. But they contract out their pilots because they don't have the hospital doesn't have an FAA license. So the hospital owns the helicopter, but they don't. They have no one. They don't have the license for it to actually be in the air. So they contract out the pilots, and so that's how that works.
So he's just on call.
Yeah, and they do. They have what's called timeout, so they can only fly for 14 hours, and that's it. So weather can delay you, or you could get there and they could say, well, so and so is about to time out. So if you leave at 5 and his max timeout would be 7 p.m., then maybe he'll fly you there, but then someone else will pick you up. So it was interesting to hear about.
That's exciting, dude. I'm happy that you're hopefully enjoying this new venture into this new position.
Yeah, definitely loving it. So no, Comic Man Andy, I work in organ transplant and recovery, and so part of my new job is I might be or I will be rather flying out with surgeons and other coworkers to go to organ recoveries. So should be good.
Yeah, very cool.
But I don't think they were going to have flight nurses come with us, but he was talking about how they do tours for kids, and the nurses are involved, and so it was good. I got a bunch of free swag for my kids. My niece is in town, so it was good.
Comic Man Andy says, I work in aviation and sometimes take care of crews like yours. What do you do, Andy?
Nice. I appreciate what you do for us.
Are you a maintenance crew, a crew chief, that type of thing? I'd be interested to know. I like hearing stuff like that. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think there was a post going around on Facebook that some guy was saying his girlfriend or his wife was like, "Oh, all your comic, anyone in comics is nerdy and blah blah blah. No one has no one has big careers and all that." So people were going down the list, and they were saying, I do this and I do that, and so it's cool to hear what other people do for their day jobs, and then come do podcasts at night.
Yeah, we all have enjoyment in these wonderful magazines.
Yeah, but no, definitely love the move, and I don't regret it. So I'm thankful for where I worked previously. They trained me well and helped me become who I am today. It was just time to move on.
One of the things my grandfather told me that really stuck with me growing up was that if you're not always trying to better yourself, there's something wrong. And that includes, bettering yourself in your profession. You should always be trying to, find an avenue to take. And that always kind of stuck with me. So we sometimes get a little complacent in where we're at, and we forget that we have worth, we have value. And the more we learn, the more we know that value goes up. So, yeah, definitely glad that you're doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah. Flipside, bringing the life advice tonight.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we're out of topics. I think
We are. It was a short show tonight. We will be back heavy next week, hopefully. Definitely let us know what you guys think about some of the ideas and topics that we brought up. Like we said, go to the Facebook page and leave us some posts.
Yeah, Facebook page. You can comment on comicbookinvest.com on the post when I mix the podcast and put it up. You can put a comment down there as well.
Yep.
Well, let us know one way or another, and we'll see what we can do for you. Because it sounds
Even put any comments on the YouTube stuff that we'll see. If that's easier for you, we'll definitely be looking on the YouTube comments, and we can always get a hold of you there if it's something that one of these ideas that you'd be interested in.
Cool.
Anything going on exciting? Do we have any promos that we're talking about for CBSI? I know definitely go check out the swag page. Get yourself some cool T-shirts. Pick yourself up one of the G.I. Joe shirts. We touched on the G.I. Joe topic tonight again. So go score yourself one of the CBSI G.I. Joe shirts. That my favorite shirt so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Still waiting for mine. So.
Yeah, if you like this this cover, definitely. It's a Wonder Woman homage, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. So Wonder Woman homage, $2 of every copy sold is going to go to St. Jude Hospital. So that's pretty sweet that CBSI has continued to do that. So we partner with Vault Comics for this particular cover. So I like it. It was cool.
Yep.
Keep an eye out on the page for what's next.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks.
Yep. All right. We'll catch you next week. See you.